What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video from the 10-7 MMA channel. And this video is all about Belal versus Kamaru Usman, which is not a fight that is happening as of yet or even potentially happening just yet. We got some fights to get through. But man, it's about this beef that is evolving and is getting real. And for fans like me who do like a little bit of the drama in the mix, especially when it's involved in an actual fight that's about to go down, man, this is actually getting kind of exciting. Now, not too long ago, when Belal was facing Leon Edwards, I made a video saying that I thought Belal was going to lose. I wasn't really a big fan of Belal, and I'll tell you why. Because I actually made an apology video to Belal, not that he saw it, but I made an apology video recanting my negative feelings, if you will, about Belal. Because a lot of the reason why I wasn't a quote-unquote fan of Belal, I'm a fan of all these guys. I want to see all these guys fight. I want to see the best fight the best, but Belal seemed to be somebody who was just making no sense with his trash talk. At least that was my perception when he was talking about Leon Edwards. I thought he was saying things that were nonsensical. I thought Leon was going to win and win pretty decisively based on their short but first initial fight, even though it got stopped early. I just felt like Leon had the advantages, and the way Belal was talking, I thought it was delusional, essentially. Well, the fight happened. It went down the way it went down, and it was not delusional. Belal, in fact, kept to his word and really dominated that fight. I actually enjoyed that fight. I know some folks didn't, but I was very impressed, and that changed my mind about Belal Muhammad. So I made an apology video, as is only fair, to recant a lot of the things that I'd said that were basically proved to be false. And so began, I guess you could say, my enjoyment of Belal and his brand of trash talk, because as crazy as some of it sounds, I think it's grounded in reality. Okay, now let's fast forward to Kamaru Usman. So Kamaru Usman and Belal, I guess, don't like each other. Really, it seems Belal doesn't like Kamaru Usman. He has his reasons. He felt for a long time Kamaru wasn't giving him a shot at the belt. Instead, he was fighting Kobe multiple times. He talks about how he was fighting Jorge Masvidal multiple times. And of course, Kamaru Usman is not the UFC. He doesn't make those decisions. But him wanting those fights makes sense, because those were big money fights. But anyways, I digress. So now we get to this point where Belal is the champ, and he begins talking about how he feels about Kamaru Usman. And man, this is some real beef. I really want to see this fight now. So I'm praying that Kamaru Usman beats Joaquin Buckley when they face off, and this could be a really fun fight. So let's hear Belal's initial discussions of Kamaru Usman. And this all ties back to when Belal did go on Kamaru Usman's podcast, Pound for Pound, with Henry Cejudo. Something happened, and they will not release the footage. I say release the footage, but we're going to get to that in a second. All right, so check this out as Belal talks about Kamaru Usman. He's actually pretty funny the way he rips on him, so it's getting me hyped and excited. And I think this is good for Kamaru Usman too, because this is a fast track back to the belt if he can get through Joaquin Buckley. Check this out.
No, Kamaru Usman is not my peer, man. He's my
Well, you guys are fucking co-workers. You work for the same company, all right? You both get
I don't think he even works for the company anymore. He hasn't fought in like 3 years. He's not up there. The guy, I think his ego and his head is so big that he thinks he's still at the top. And that's what I brought up to him in the podcast. I was like, bro, you're not at the top anymore. You're not. I'm the champion now. And I think it's just like hurt his ego so bad. And I was just watching him, and he's ready to tear up. And I was just like, bro, are you okay? Like, what's going on over there? I think these guys, he still talks like he's there. I'm like, win a fight. You haven't fought. You're posting all these videos. Soon I come back. Soon this, soon that. Stop with the quotes, right? Like, him and Michael Chandler are teammates, right? When are we ever going to see these guys at the top? See you at the top. It's never happening. They have all the quotes in the world, but they're not good enough.
I just wanted to play the last little clip. I don't know why Michael Chandler catches a stray, but I do find it funny. Let me also jump in and say I am actually a very, very big fan of Kamaru Usman. I've talked about that many times. I actually love their podcast, Pound for Pound. I think him and Henry Cejudo do a great job. And like I said, this is going to be beneficial for both of them. This means that Kamaru Usman, if this beef kind of stays alive, Kamaru Usman is going to get right in there and get a title shot. And I think that's great. I want to see Kamaru Usman face off against Belal Muhammad. I'd love to see that go down. So I'm very, very excited. But you hear him mention the podcast. He said, oh, his ego was so big. And when I mentioned the fact that I'm the champ now, he said, oh, he almost teared up. Obviously, that's hyperbole for sure. But something happened on that podcast. And this, to me, was the first time I ever heard Belal talk about this. This was on the Full Send podcast. And he says, approximately what went down is crazy. And I think they need to, they could do what they want, but I hope they release this podcast because I think it'll get massive numbers, especially if and when Kamaru Usman wins that fight against Joaquin Buckley and it's sold, it's done. The fight will be made. So check this out. Listen to what Belal says, what went down when he went on the Pound for Pound podcast.
And when he told me to go do their podcast, I was like, are you sure? He said, no, brother, it's going to be professional. It's going to be this. Like, you're good. I was like, bro, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I'm the champ. I don't really care. I'll go on the podcast. And then, Henry Cejudo twisted his ankle, had to break it up. But
oh, you guys actually got into a physical?
Yeah. But
have you guys said that publicly ever or no?
Yeah. I mean, I think I didn't know that out there. But like I said, they had the footage, right? Maybe he's waiting to.
Oh,
to
so you guys actually got into it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Damn. So that would be a good build up for a fight then, 100%.
Right? Like he wins the Buckley fight, put it out there. But like I said, they got to have the right editors, the right people to fix it all up to hide his tears.
All right, guys, you guys have heard me talk.
Okay, so there it is. So he's talking more smack, saying he's hiding his tears. Obviously, I'm sure there's no tears, but that's just him adding a little spice to that. But yo, something went down and it was caught on camera. We need to release that. Maybe, I'm praying maybe that they're just waiting for the right time to actually release that footage. That would be a master plan. The alternative is maybe Kamaru doesn't like the way it made him look and he may not want to release that. But I think if he wins this Joaquin Buckley fight, I think he'll know the smart play, regardless of even if it makes him look a little bit bad or not the ideal way. I think he's going to realize that this is the strategy. This is you got to follow that game plan, because if he beats Joaquin and he wants that title shot, boom, put this out there. It's done. It's gift wrap, perfect. UFC doesn't have to do any promoting. It's on its way. And I got to say, as a fan, I would love to see this fight, not only for the drama, but it really would be at this point the best versus the best. Belal gets through JDM. Now we have Kamaru Usman beat Joaquin Buckley, who just annihilated Colby Covington, showing that he still got it. So that's what I want to see. And I think Usman can beat Joaquin Buckley. I don't really know how it's going to go down. It's such a tricky thing because Joaquin Buckley is so explosive and so athletic. But as far as I can tell, Kamaru Usman hasn't lost a step. He looked awesome against Chimaev, and we saw what Chimaev did to Robert Whittaker. I think I would lean slightly towards Kamaru Usman in that fight. So that's my 2 cents. We got to see this fight. The beef is real. The beef is brewing. Let's go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.